Welcome to Asktube Insights. Today we embark on a journey to some of the world's most captivating urban landscapes. But this is not a celebration of human achievement, but rather a stark reminder of the fragility of our existence. We're diving into a fascinating yet alarming topic: 9 cities on the brink of disappearing. From the canals of Venice to the bustling streets of Jakarta, these urban giants face an existential threat. Rising sea levels, sinking foundations, and the unforgiving forces of nature are conspiring to claim these cities. Stay tuned to find out which cities are at risk and why. We'll delve into the science behind these impending catastrophes, exploring the environmental and human factors. This is a story of survival, a race against time, and a call to action for a world grappling with the consequences of its actions. Venice. A city of unparalleled beauty, a labyrinth of canals and bridges, a testament to the ambition and artistry of humankind. But this floating city, a jewel of the Adriatic, is slowly sinking, its foundations succumbing to the relentless erosion of time and tide. For centuries, Venice has been locked in a delicate dance with the sea, its very existence dependent on a fragile equilibrium. But this balance is shifting, tipped by the hand of man and the inexorable rise of the oceans. The city's foundations, built upon millions of wooden pilings driven into the soft lagoon bed, are weakening. Adding to Venice's woes is the weight of its own success. The influx of tourists puts an immense strain on its infrastructure, hastening its descent into the lagoon. The city's delicate ecosystem is further threatened by the rising sea levels, a consequence of our warming planet. The iconic Piazza San Marco now regularly experiences acqua alta, high tides that inundate the square. Efforts are underway to safeguard its future, from the ambitious MOSE project to more sustainable tourism practices. The story of Venice is a cautionary tale, a reminder of the power of nature and the consequences of our actions. Our journey takes us now to Jakarta, the vibrant capital of Indonesia, a sprawling metropolis teeming with life and energy. But beneath the surface of this bustling city lies a hidden threat, a silent crisis that could see it vanish beneath the waves. Jakarta is sinking, and it's doing so at an alarming rate. The city is built on a swampy plain, crisscrossed by 13 rivers that flow into the Java Sea. Over-extraction of groundwater is causing the land to subside, sinking lower and lower each year. Compounding this problem is the relentless rise of the sea level, driven by the warming of our planet. Coastal areas of Jakarta are experiencing more frequent and severe flooding, inundating homes, businesses, and critical infrastructure. Millions of people are at risk, their lives and livelihoods hanging in the balance. The situation is particularly dire in North Jakarta, a densely populated area that is sinking faster than any other part of the city. The Indonesian government is acutely aware of the crisis facing Jakarta. Ambitious plans are being drawn up to relocate the capital to a new location, a drastic measure that highlights the severity of the situation. The fate of Jakarta is a stark reminder of the challenges facing coastal cities around the world. Our next stop takes us to Miami, a city synonymous with glamour, sunshine, and a vibrant cultural scene. But behind the facade of luxury and leisure, Miami faces an uncertain future, threatened by the very element that defines it: the sea. Built on a low-lying coastal plain, Miami is highly vulnerable to the impacts of sea level rise and increasingly powerful hurricanes. The city is already experiencing more frequent and intense king tides, which flood streets and inundate low-lying areas. The porous limestone bedrock on which Miami is built exacerbates the problem. Seawater seeps into the ground, contaminating freshwater aquifers and undermining infrastructure. Despite the looming threat, Miami is not sitting idly by. The city is investing in a range of adaptation measures, from installing pumps to raising roads and seawalls. The story of Miami is a cautionary tale for coastal cities around the world. We journey now to Dhaka, the bustling capital of Bangladesh, a city pulsating with life and a testament to human resilience. But Dhaka is a city on the front lines of climate change, grappling with the devastating impacts of a warming world. Located in the delta of the Ganges and Brahmaputra rivers, Dhaka is highly vulnerable to flooding. Every year during the monsoon season, the rivers swell, engulfing vast swaths of the city and displacing millions of people. Climate change is exacerbating this cycle of flooding, bringing with it more intense rainfall and rising sea levels. The impacts of climate change are not just environmental, they are deeply social and economic. Flooding disrupts livelihoods, damages infrastructure, and exacerbates poverty. Despite these challenges, the people of Dhaka are not giving up. They are adapting to their changing environment, building their homes on stilts and developing innovative solutions for water management. The story of Dhaka is a stark reminder of the human cost of climate change, particularly in developing countries. Our journey takes us now to New Orleans, a city steeped in history, music, and a culture unlike any other. But New Orleans is also a city haunted by water, forever marked by the devastating hurricane of 2005 and the catastrophic failure of its levees. Hurricane Katrina exposed the fragility of New Orleans, its precarious location below sea level, and the vulnerability of its predominantly African-American population. The storm surge from Katrina breached the city's levees, inundating 80% of New Orleans and causing widespread devastation. More than 1,800 people lost their lives, and hundreds of thousands were displaced. In the years since Katrina, New Orleans has embarked on a long and arduous journey of recovery and rebuilding. Billions of dollars have been spent on repairing and strengthening the city's levee system, but the threat of another catastrophic hurricane remains. Despite these challenges, the spirit of New Orleans endures. The city is investing in green infrastructure such as restoring wetlands and creating rain gardens to help absorb floodwaters. The story of New Orleans is a poignant reminder of the devastating power of nature and the importance of social equity in disaster preparedness and response. Our journey continues to Bangkok, Thailand's vibrant capital, a city of dazzling temples, bustling markets, and a captivating blend of ancient traditions and modern life. But beneath the surface of this energetic metropolis lies a hidden danger, a silent threat that could see this Venice of the East disappear beneath the waves. Bangkok is sinking, slowly but surely subsiding into the soft clay upon which it is built. The city's thirst for water, coupled with the extraction of groundwater for industrial use, has created a void beneath the surface, causing the land to compact and sink. Adding to Bangkok's woes is the rising sea level, driven by our warming planet. As the sea rises and the land sinks, Bangkok is caught in a pincer movement, increasingly vulnerable to flooding. The consequences are already being felt. Coastal areas of Bangkok are experiencing more frequent and severe floods, inundating homes, businesses, and critical infrastructure. The Thai government is acutely aware of the challenges facing Bangkok. Ambitious plans are being drawn up to relocate the capital to higher ground, but such a move would be costly and disruptive. The story of Bangkok is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of human actions and environmental consequences. Our expedition now takes us to Alexandria, Egypt, a city steeped in history, a beacon of knowledge and culture since its founding by Alexander the Great over 2 millennia ago. But this once great metropolis, home to the legendary Library of Alexandria, now faces an existential threat, its glorious past slowly being claimed by the encroaching sea. Alexandria's location, perched precariously on the Mediterranean coast, has always made it vulnerable to the whims of the sea. But climate change is exacerbating these risks, fueling rising sea levels and intensifying coastal erosion, threatening to erase this ancient city from the map. The city's iconic waterfront, once a bustling hub of trade and commerce, is slowly disappearing beneath the waves. Historic buildings, ancient ruins, and priceless artifacts are at risk of being lost forever. The Egyptian government is acutely aware of the challenges facing Alexandria. Ambitious plans are being drawn up to construct seawalls, breakwaters, and artificial beaches to protect the city from the encroaching sea. The story of Alexandria is a poignant reminder of the power of nature and the fragility of human civilization. The fate of Alexandria is a stark reminder that climate change is not a distant threat, but a present danger. Our journey takes us now to Lagos, Nigeria, a bustling megacity, a vibrant hub of commerce and culture, and a testament to the entrepreneurial spirit of its people. But Lagos is also a city on the brink, grappling with the challenges of rapid urbanization, environmental degradation, and the looming threat of climate change. Located on a low-lying coastal plain, Lagos is highly vulnerable to flooding. The city's drainage system is inadequate to cope with the volume of rainfall, particularly during the rainy season. Climate change is exacerbating this problem, bringing with it more intense and unpredictable rainfall patterns. Rising sea levels are also increasing the risk of coastal flooding, putting millions of people at risk. The rapid growth of Lagos, fueled by migration from rural areas and high birth rates, has put immense pressure on the city's infrastructure and natural resources. Unplanned settlements have sprung up in flood-prone areas, exacerbating the risk of disaster. The consequences of flooding in Lagos are severe. Homes are destroyed, businesses are disrupted, and lives are lost. The Nigerian government is aware of the challenges facing Lagos and is taking steps to address them. The story of Lagos is a stark reminder of the challenges facing many rapidly growing cities in the developing world. Our final destination takes us to the Maldives, a tropical paradise in the Indian Ocean, renowned for its pristine beaches, crystal-clear waters, and luxurious overwater bungalows. But this idyllic archipelago nation faces an existential threat, one that could see it vanish beneath the waves within a generation. The Maldives is the lowest-lying country in the world, with an average elevation of just 1.5 meters above sea level. As global temperatures rise and glaciers melt, the sea level is rising at an alarming rate, threatening to submerge this island nation. The consequences for the Maldives are dire. Rising sea levels are eroding coastlines, contaminating freshwater sources and threatening the tourism industry. The Maldivian government is acutely aware of the threat posed by climate change and is taking action to address it. The Maldives is also exploring innovative adaptation measures, such as building artificial islands and constructing floating homes. The story of the Maldives is a stark reminder of the human cost of climate change and the urgent need for global action. Thank you for joining us on this journey to some of the world's most vulnerable cities. We've witnessed the power of nature, the fragility of human civilization, and the urgent need for action to address the climate crisis. From the sinking streets of Venice to the threatened shores of the Maldives, the message is clear. Climate change is real. It is happening now, and it is impacting lives and livelihoods around the world. But it is not too late to act. By reducing our carbon footprint, supporting sustainable practices, and advocating for policy changes, we can make a difference. The future of these cities, and indeed the future of our planet, depends on the choices we make today. Let us choose wisely. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more intriguing content. Let us know in the comments which city surprised you the most.